In the world of AI-assisted coding, things move at light speed. It feels like every few weeks, a new model drops that claims it's faster, smarter, and cheaper than the last. But every once in a while, one comes along that doesn't just nudge the bar higher, it completely changes the game. And today, we're going to unpack a new contender that's not just making waves, it's causing a tsunami.
So let's just cut right to the chase. For a while now, it kind of felt like the top spot for AI coding assistants was pretty much settled. But with all these new releases, the big question on everyone's mind is this: is that AI coding crown really up for grabs? Well, let's not guess. Let's look at the data.
Okay, check this out. This is the Qwen bench. It's a really tough test that sees how well an AI can fix actual bugs from real-world GitHub projects. And the chart speaks for itself. There's a new leader in the clubhouse. That top bar, Qwen3 coder, is pushing almost 70%, pulling way ahead of giants like Claude and the super popular DeepSeek. That is a massive leap in performance. And that new leader is Qwen3 Coder Next. Now, this isn't just another small update. We're talking about a state-of-the-art model that's built for what the experts call agentic coding. So what does that mean? Think about it like this. It's not just about finishing a line of code for you. It's about giving it a big picture goal like, hey, refactor this whole thing for better performance. And it actually figures out the steps, uses the right tools, and solves the problem by itself. It's built to think about code. So what's under the hood? Well, first off, those agentic skills mean it's awesome at using different tools and, crucially, recovering from errors, which, as any developer knows, is everything. It's also got a gigantic 256,000 token context window. That's enough to swallow entire code bases whole and still understand what's going on. And here's the kicker. It's an open-weight model. This means that while it isn't technically open source, the model's core brain, its weights, are out there for everyone, which puts incredible power and control right back in the hands of developers. But Qwen's arrival, it's not happening in a vacuum. Nope. This is a huge chess move in what some people are calling the AI World War. We're watching this incredibly intense global race heat up between the big, established, closed-source players and this new wave of super powerful open-weight challengers. This is way more than just a feature comparison. It's a straight-up battle of philosophies. And this just shows you the insane speed of it all. Just look at this timeline. It's wild. Release cycles that used to take years are now happening in a matter of months. It feels like the entire industry has hit the fast-forward button. And the pace of innovation from labs like Qwen and DeepSeek is forcing everyone to keep up. And as you can see, it's only projected to get crazier. Now let's talk about one of the biggest drivers in this war: money. The cost difference here is just staggering. You have models like DeepSeek R1, which are totally free and open source, and then you have Qwen3 Coder coming in at a tiny fraction of the price of the big guys. We're talking a 10, maybe even 15 times cost reduction for what is now, in some cases, better performance. This isn't just competition anymore. This is a full-blown disruption. So you have to be asking yourself, how is this even possible, right? How can a model be this good, yet so cheap to run? Well, the answer is in this really clever design that's taking the AI world by storm. Okay, so the secret sauce is this thing called Mixture of Experts, or MOE for short. And the absolute best way to get it is to think of it like hiring a whole team of specialists instead of just one jack of all trades. So when a coding problem comes in, the model doesn't use its entire brain. It's smart. It routes the problem to just the few experts that are perfect for that specific job. It's just incredibly efficient. And here's what that looks like in practice. On the left, you've got your traditional, dense model. To do anything, literally anything, it has to fire up all 350 billion parameters. It's pure brute force. But on the right, you've got the MOE approach. It has a huge total number of parameters, sure, but for any one task, it only needs to wake up a tiny, specialized part of its brain. It's the definition of working smarter, not harder. 3 billion. That's the magic number right there. That efficiency is what lets Qwen3 Coder punch way above its weight class, delivering the performance of a much, much bigger model while keeping the cost to run it super low. We're talking 10 to 20 times more efficient. That's a total game changer for actually using these things at scale. Okay, so this thing is powerful, it's efficient, that's all great. But here's the best part, especially for all you developers out there. This isn't some theoretical model locked away in a research lab. You can start using this on your own machine, like right now. And you know what? A whole ecosystem of tools has already popped up to make this super easy. If you want the simplest way in, you can just add it to VS Code with an extension. Boom, done. If you want to run it locally with just a single command, a tool like Llama is your best friend. And for the power users, you've got optimized frameworks like VLLM for serious server hardware and Unsloth for squeezing every last drop of performance out of your home PC. There's an option for pretty much everyone.
The whole process has been made ridiculously simple. No, really, it all boils down to 3 steps. First, you pick your tool, let's say Llama, just to keep it simple. Second, you type one command in your terminal to download the model. And third, you just start coding with it. That's it. State-of-the-art AI running right there on your desktop. It's incredible.
All right, so we've covered the tech, the price tag, and how you can get your hands on it. So let's zoom out for a second. What does all of this really mean for the future of coding? So here's the big picture. Here's what you really need to take away from this. First, a new king of the hill has arrived in coding models, setting a whole new performance bar. Second, this is proof that open-weight models aren't just playing catch-up anymore. They are seriously competing with, and in some cases beating, the expensive proprietary giants. And finally, and maybe most importantly, all of this incredible power is more accessible to individual developers than it has ever been before.
And that brings us to the most important question of all, the one that isn't about benchmarks or parameter counts. With tools this powerful, this efficient, and this accessible, now literally sitting on your desktop, what incredible things are you going to build next?